So, question.
Yeah.
J. Rada or True Love? You don't play flute on this, but here you
Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Girivardhari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Briji Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Briji Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Briji Jana Ranjana Yamanatira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari. Tom, I have no Kurzweil in the monitor. I still have none. Thank you. Murali Manohara Karuna Sagara Murali Manohara Karuna Sagara Murali Manohara Karuna Sagara Jai Govardha Dhanadhari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari.
Well, good morning, CSL Rogue Valley. We'd like to stand and sing our opening song together, which is We Are One in Harmony.
1, 2, 3. We are one in harmony, singing in celebration. We are one in harmony, singing in celebration. We are one, singing in celebration. We are one, singing in love. Who we are is ever free, one with all creation. Who we are is ever free, one with all creation. we are one, singing in love. We are one in harmony, singing in celebration. We are one in harmony, singing in celebration. We are one, singing in celebration. We are one, singing in love. We are one, singing in celebration. We are one, singing in love.
Woohoo! Thank you, Anton and Laura. Anton. Mr. Ack and Lori Berryhill. It's wonderful to have you back, and welcome back from your adventures. We are one. We are one. Welcome to Centers for Spiritual Living in Rogue Valley. Rev Michelle Ariano, I'm the co-spiritual director here today, and grateful to be with each of you. We have our wonderful Nancy Clay on High Watch, who held a beautiful meditation for us. Thank you, Nancy. And our practitioner today, Wendy Wellborn. Thank you, Wendy. And of course, our amazing sound team that show up every Sunday and prepare the sanctuary for us. Thank you. Thank you, Bill and Shannon and Tom and all of those that support and really create this sacred space. Thank you so much. So we are an all-inclusive community. We believe that God is in everything, and we are one with the divine. We believe in all paths to God, and no matter where you are on your path, you are welcome here. And each path is divine for each person, and we honor that in you too. So thank you for being here with us today, and I will hand it back over to Anton and Laura.
There's only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one. There is only
like to invite you to pray with me today. Please close your eyes if you feel comfortable and take a deep breath. There is only one of us. That one perfect power, the one unconditional love. That being that we call God, Spirit Source, that has made everything in our experience. There is no place where God is not. God is in me, and I am in God. God is in you, and you are in God. And all the wonderful attributes of God are also in us. We are all of those things. I speak a word of blessing on this service, that our hearts fill and our energy rises, and we move out into the world following, and we change the world with just being our authentic selves. And knowing that there is nothing but our authenticity, that this is our truth, that we are God as expressions of each other, and we are reflected in the love that we feel for each other. I release this blessing knowing that it is complete and the energy has already started to roll, and so it is. I would like to invite Rev Michelle to begin lighting the peace candle. And as we light this peace candle, it represents the light within each of us, the light of divine oneness, the Christ consciousness that resides in each of us. Knowing as we light this flame of peace and love, we feel it in our hearts deeply, and we send it into the world. As we move into a brief moment of silence for all of those in pain, for the victims of senseless violence, and to all those who suffer in this moment, we send this light from our hearts. Namaste. I've been asked to read our covenant this morning, the sacred covenant that we created back in April. And if you can close your eyes or take it in the way that feels the strongest for you, this is our covenant. God has promised we are immersed in and saturated with the vital essence of life. There is wholeness in everyone and everything, from Ernest Holmes and Thomas Merton. Our purpose at Center for Spiritual Living Rogue Valley is wholeness, nothing missing, nothing broken. Our vision, a beacon of love and celebration of oneness. The intentions of this spiritual community are to create community connections that are nourishing, vibrant, inclusive, and fun. To lovingly embrace, engage, and uplift the larger community in support of inclusion, justice, and peace. To provide educational opportunities that teach science of mind principles, enhance spiritual growth, and deepen the consciousness of oneness. To delight in a thriving ministry where all of our children, youth, and their families are seen, engaged, and celebrated. And to deepen spiritually as we share worship, music, and spiritual practice together. And so that is. My reading today comes from a little bit of a different source for me. On Sunday, Reverend Michelle sent out her talk title. So I knew that we were going to be talking about how we were all made of star stuff. Then on Monday, NASA released the James Webb telescope photos, the farthest back in time that we have ever seen. And on Tuesday, a beauty blogger that I just inadvertently follow sent out a special newsletter about an epiphany that she had, and I'd like to share that with you. Her name is Jessica DeFino. And she says, "We started as singularity, we as in everything, every last lifeless and life-filled form in the cosmos. Scientists have theorized that all the matter and energy in existence was once contained in this single point, that singularity. This infinitely dense and unfathomably hot and highly unstable spot. Then the Big Bang happened, and the singularity stretched and cooled, expanded and evolved, spread into apparent separateness. Apparent separateness. Elements collided and commingled, creating other elements that collided and commingled, creating stars and galaxies and planets and comets and more stars and stars and stars. Singularity is just one theory. I believe in singularity with a capital S. It might not be the right theory. We'll likely never know for sure how it started, only that it started and there were stars. The earliest stars were made of the lightest elements, hydrogen, helium, lithium. They burned and they burst, every star death seeding new stars and new elements, stars sprinkled with nitrogen, carbon, magnesium, and more. They existed and erupted into supernovas. Their star stuff was swept out into space again and again and again. Over billions of years, that star stuff formed spinning rocks and solar systems. It formed Earth. It formed us. Modern science has traced the origin of every element in the human body back into space. You are quite literally the remnants of exploding stars. The universe exists within your skin. I wish I could do this stuff without getting so emotional. This is what she thought. When NASA released the first image of the James Webb Space Telescope yesterday, the deepest and sharpest infrared image of the distant universe to date, it covers a patch of sky, approximately the grain of sand held at a person's arm's length by someone standing on the ground. So we're only looking at that. It shows a galaxy cluster called SMACS 0723, as it appeared 4.7 billion years ago. It is the farthest back we have seen in our cosmic history. To me, that means that we are limitless and we are timeless. We are infinite and we are beautiful. Thank you.
Wendy, we love that you're so emotional. This is a song by Anton Mizarak. Nature becoming conscious of herself, swimming in an ocean of sensation, discovering the vastness of our wealth. And these times are times of great mystery. These times are times of great choice. As we answer the call of our own destiny, we must each speak our own truth with our own voice. And if there's one great light, we must find it all. And if there's one great peace, we must find it all. If there's a oneness in life, we must find it all in our hearts. These times are times of great trials. all in our hearts. Find it all in our hearts. Find it here in our hearts.
Thank you. Well, that about says it. Between Wendy's amazing reading and that song, that's about it, right? I can go home. We can all go home now. So beautiful. We are stardust. We are made from star stuff. And we are amazing and beautiful and powerful and infinite. And sometimes it's hard to feel that when we're having these quirky human experiences in this life. And continuing to bring ourselves back to that center of our allness. The talk title today is We Are One, We Are Made of Star Stuff. All of nature, the entire seen and unseen universe is all happening within and as a result of God acting upon itself. Nothing happens outside of spirit. How we relate to nature is a direct demonstration to how we relate to God and how we relate to ourselves. And we can also turn that around, and how we relate to ourselves and how we relate to nature a lot of times might show the relationship that we have with God, Spirit, the divine, the infinite, the cosmos. The quote for the talk, one of the main quotes was, "We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself." Carl Sagan, which is an American astronomer. And a quote from Eckhart Tolle, "You are the universe expressing itself as a human for a while." You are the universe expressing itself as a human for a while. And that makes me think of another one of my faves is Rumi, which is, you are not a drop in the ocean, you are an ocean in a drop. So it's continuing to come back to that place of our divinity and who we are, and in that connection, in that place, in our soul spot, in that place that is our heart, our intuition, that place that is ever loving, ever present, ever giving, ever overflowing, is that place of oneness that we feel that connection with the allness. As we interact with nature, and nature is a theme of the oneness today as well, which is such a theme for me, to feel spirit in such a divine way, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. But when we're in nature, and when we are in that place of feeling the love and feeling the connection, we feel the aliveness in nature within us. You know, that walk. And I can personally give quite a few examples, but I'll give a few where I am all of a sudden thinking about divine love, this beautiful, unconditional love. I might have just read a passage or listened to a meditation. And right when I feel that, a butterfly comes right in front of my face. And have any of you had that experience before? Or when you're feeling some sorrow and you're working through stuff, and you might be on a trail, or you might be having coffee looking at a beautiful lake and mountain, and as you feel that, this gentle breeze comes by and touches you ever so gently. And that is the universe saying, I love you. And you know that in your heart and in your core. And as we move with nature, nature moves with us. And it's such a beautiful unfolding of this wild and natural way of life, and how nature flows with the seasons. You know, it has its time of winter where it hibernates a bit and all the leaves fall off the tree, and it's more of an inner time. And then spring comes and woo, the wildflowers start to come and you can see things coming back. And summer has got this energy and this vibrant sun and harvest. And then fall is, you're starting to see it starting to move back into winter again. And oh my gosh, what a beautiful fall we have here in Rogue Valley with all the colors and Lithia Park. And I never realized before I lived here how amazing Oregon is in the fall. And you start to see the change happening again in the cycles. And nature is such a great example for us as we go through cycles in life. It would be fun if life was just this easy ride that we could just take and it was rainbow and butterflies and laughter and joy all the time, but that just is not how it works. And we as human beings feel the yin and yang of life. And so some of those challenges and some of those wintry times there's something there for us. There's something there for us. The rub, as Rumi says, polishes the mirror and allows us to wake up to ourselves and a greater aspect of ourselves in this human experience and to our higher selves. And it makes me think in challenging times, especially when it's really challenging, sometimes it's easy to forget our wholeness. Sometimes it's easy to forget the wholeness of this universe, of our earth, and what's happening in the climate change and the pollution and different things. Yet, truth is always there. It's always there. Sometimes it's just hard to see. It's like truth is truth is truth, the capital T truth. It is always, always, always there. And knowing that and being in that space, we add to that energetic of this truth. We become this beneficial presence. And it doesn't mean that we don't work through things. We do. But coming back to that center place is a part of our spiritual journey. So a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson: truth and goodness and beauty are but different faces of the same all. Truth and goodness and beauty are but different faces of the same all. The same all. The same oneness, the same isness. And I love how you talked about the pictures from NASA, and I had a little thing to say about that. If you see those pictures going around, I would have loved to have shown them to you today. I'm sure a lot of you have seen them, of the universe, and it is just so incredibly beautiful. And we had, of course, our scientists come up here as our practitioner today and be able to share that with us. I mean, that's God interacting all the time in this there's this interconnectedness in life for life as life. Woo, big, out there, universal, but also as life individually inside each one of us. And as we move in that space of knowing there is an interconnectedness and knowing that the universe is for us. The universe is for us, even when it doesn't always feel like it, the universe is for us. And knowing that this interconnection brings so many beautiful, and some people call them like synchronicities or coincidences, or the right person at the right time, that gentle breeze, that butterfly, somebody talking about exactly, our practitioner talking about exactly an image that I had around the infinite star stuff that is within each one of us. And there are miracles that happen every day and every moment. The miracle of waking up every morning and taking a deep breath and wiggling our toes and waking up to the day is a miracle. And being here at this time, we were born to be here at this time, and it's hard. We are in challenging times. There's a lot of us and them happening. And our Mother Earth, Pachamama, is calling out for more care. And and those that are discarded, that don't fit maybe the status quo of what some others, the racial tension, the us and them. And it is all God. It is still all God. It is time to wake up. It is time to wake up to the consciousness, the levels of consciousness. There is the victim, there's manifesting, there's God through us and God as us. And the victim mentality is a lot of time the us and them, that rub. And as we start moving into knowing that we are this creative power in this universe, and we can manifest and bring into our life those things that speak to us, to then moving to a space that God moves through us and expresses through us, when we're in this place of love, when we're in this receiving and giving and receiving and giving, this energetic flow that is who we are as divine being. And then when we surrender and trust the flow and trust the interconnectedness and trust the universe, it is God as us. It is God, and I'm sure all of you have had moments in each of those levels. I have definitely had moments in each of those levels, and where I struggled most in my life was in those more victim mentality, where I felt life was doing things to me and forgetting that I definitely have a part in this life, and that I create my reality. So in feeling into that, and then feeling into how nature supports us, I was going through a challenging time. My younger son, Ryan, my sons are such great teachers in my life. They have taught me, they've raised me too. We have taught each other. They have taught me so much. So Ryan is almost 18, and he's moving out, and he's moving in with his dad. And it kind of happened sudden. He was ready. I wasn't ready. I was not ready at all. There was still so much I wanted to say, and there was still so much I wanted to give, and connections and moments and teaching and being a mama bear. And I had such an incredible hard time with it the day that he started moving, that I literally had a hard time catching my breath. And I couldn't stop crying. And I knew I had to get a grip, because this was a good move for him, and it was good for his dad, and it was the right thing. It was me struggling with letting go, really struggling with letting go, and feeling like, wow, that just went way, 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 way too fast. So I always have a place, well, since my young adult, that I go to nature. It's like my sacred sanctuary. So here, you probably know, it's Lithia Park. And I love to watch it in the seasons, and I love to get into it every week, and I have a relationship with it. It's a sacred home for me. In Temecula Valley, it's Santa Rosa Plateau. And I just love it there. And so I knew enough to get to Santa Rosa Plateau and to get into nature and to calm myself down. And when I started walking on the trail, a lot of tears, a lot of deep breaths, I felt this ever-present love, this ever-compassionate embrace of me. And it was just this feeling that I felt, and I felt this connection with nature, and I was open and vulnerable and raw of everything's going to be okay. You don't know what it looks like right now, but everything is going to be okay. And those gentle breezes and those butterflies and the flowers and the sun and the oak trees with the sun hitting it just right, perfect way with the rays of sun coming through. It was such a incredible blessing that I knew to get into nature, and I knew to allow it to soothe my soul and allow me to get back on the saddle of life and know that this was good and right and perfect, and that I could still have a relationship. It was just going to be different. and I could bless the time that we had together. And another example is I'm in Peru, and we're with a shaman, and we're in the middle of the mountains, and we're drumming, and we're singing, and we're dancing, and it's pitch black, and you can see the Milky Way in the sky. It is one of those surreal moments that I have to pinch myself to know that it's real. And my heart was so open, and I was so allowing my soul to express and letting go of anything else and just being so in the moment. When I felt the stars, like I've always felt this, like nature is loving and giving, and it's an energetic that loves and gives to us, but it's there. You know, it's there loving and giving. That night, when I felt that star energy, and when I was in that sacred space with these sacred people, it was not this passive love. It was this love like I'm cheering you on, like this very active love of, you know, I know this human experience is not easy, and we are here for you. We are the universe, God, spirit, the stars, nature. They're cheering us on as we move through this human experience. They're cheering us on. And I felt that and got it as a very active love. And I feel that more in nature now too. I feel that ever-present love. And what's so beautiful about nature, if you start to get into the scientific part of it again, and how our bodies are made up of different things, and how they serve different purposes in our lungs and our heart and our breathing and our brain and our blood flow and our cells. Well, and nature has all of these components that work together, right? That bring this wholeness in such a beautiful, divine, flowing synchronicity, fierce way. You know, the wildfires and the thunder and the lightning, and then you've got the beautiful spring and the blossoms, and it has all of it. It has all of it, and it all works together. And that is who we are. You know, we are that same expression and working in that same field. So Carl Jung says, who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. And what if we were to look at that from an open at the top, science of mind point of view? Who looks inside awakes to the truth of their being, which allows them to look outside and take action to manifest and build the dreams and visions they hold sacred. A relationship with nature, while being amazing, vital, and rewarding relationship, is one that can be superficial if we do not see and appreciate the intrinsic value of nature as it exists in and as our very own lives. That's the oneness. That's the oneness. We are one. We are one. If we do not see the beauty within and how my body communicates with itself, then I do not fully appreciate and understand how the trees communicate with the birds, the sun with the roses, the flowers with the bees. And what I will experience while being good, it may never be as wonderful as it is until I meet it truly as it is and love it for what it is. It is me, I am it. That which is the same in all places, because there literally is not a spot that God is not, that source is not, that spirit is not. There's not a spot. And so when we feel that oneness and feel that knowingness that we're interconnected at that level, we are a part of nature. We are one. We are not visiting. We are home. We are home. So a quote from Henry David Thoreau. We need the tonic of wilderness. At the same time that we are earnest to explore and learn all things, we require that all things be mysterious and unexplorable. that land and sea be indefinitely wild, unsurveyed and unfathomed by us because unfathomable. We can never have enough nature. And that's our life journey too, right? Right? That's us too. The wild, the not understanding, the faith with not knowing exactly what's around the corner, that ever flow of us being surprised, by us getting ahas at a greater moment, at us understanding and connecting at a deeper level. It is this journey. It is this wild, sometimes a wild toad's ride, I like to call it, because it's a wild journey. And it's like this. It's like bumpy, and sometimes it's like this. And sometimes it's like this. But it shows that we're alive, and I love, this is such an image that I hold in my heart. It's our heartbeat. You know, that's life. It's a heartbeat, and it's embracing the journey and knowing that God's got us every step of the way, that Spirit has us every step of the way, that we can allow ourselves to go on that journey. And when we allow it and resist it less, it becomes a little bit less bumpy. It becomes a little less bumpy. And knowing that as the heart beats, as the journey moves, we're alive. And if we didn't grow, and if things didn't change, and if they stayed the same all the time, we'd flatline. Our journey's up. And I'm loving this journey, even though it's wild, even though it's challenging, I'm loving this journey. I want to be here for a while, and I know that I'm going to keep growing, I'm going to keep evolving, I'm going to keep healing, and I'm going to keep forgiving. And I know that for each of us. So our relationship with nature is more one of being than having. Our relationship with nature is one of being than having. We are nature. We do not have nature. Stephen Harper. So we are nature. We do not have nature. And then this really made me I love the way that she said it. This is from Jane Goodall, who now has a Barbie, which I think is kind of cool, just because it teaches girls about being the explorer and out on the edge. You cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. And then Ernest Holmes, consciously, our founder Ernest Holmes, from this thing called you, consciously I draw upon the life that is mine. The life, capital L, that is mine. So I'd like to take you through a short meditation, it's a visualization of nature. That you're going to explore a little bit. And so if you can just relax into your pews and take a deep breath in, allow your eyes to close, allow your imagination to spark. And as you breathe in, just come ever present to this ever present moment. You are standing in a rich landscape with a vivid orange sunset. At your feet, there extends a beautiful blue lake. On the ground around your feet, there are wild flat stones carved with different affirmative words on each one, just like the words on this list. Courage, kindness, playfulness, honesty, peace, letting go, surrender, trust, faith, happiness, blessings, confidence, miracle, truth. I am forgiving. Love. Reach down and pick up whatever stone or stones that you feel most drawn to. Whether you see the word on them or not, perhaps you notice a color. on the stone, or perhaps you sense a word upon the stone. Whatever comes to you, allow and trust. What is the word? What is the color? Now stand quietly by the lake. Feel into this stone. Feel into this gift that you chose to pick up and its message for you. And in your heart, say, my word is. And when you're ready, say, I embrace my inner and outer divinity. Thank you for this message. Thank you for reminding me of my own creative divine power to choose. I fully own my power of creative choice, and I know I choose the right and perfect stone and message for me. I am a beautiful expression of spirit. I am nature. As I know that the God attributes are who I am, I allow myself to throw the rock into the lake, knowing I am one with all. God qualities are my qualities. The Christ consciousness is in, through, and around me. As I see the ripple of the rock hitting the water, I know this is felt far and beyond as I send love. I fully own my own power and creative choice and my oneness with the all. As I breathe in, I let go. So be it, and so it is, as I come back ever so gently. And in closing, I did this meditation yesterday, and my rock was orange, and my word was joy. And then I went to get on my NIA class online. Somebody picked an intention card. Guess what the word was on the intention card? It was joy. I love how God works, you know, just those little miracles everywhere. So I want to end with a quote from Rumi and just tell you all how much I appreciate you, your beautiful beings and lights, and thank you for being here today. I will be waiting here for your silence to break, for your soul to shake, for your love to wake. Rumi. Blessings to each of you. Namaste.
Well, now we have a rousing song by Anton Mizarak about how to put all that love into action.
I pledge allegiance to my country, which welcomes her downtrodden immigrants. I pledge allegiance to my country, a beacon of hope in this world. I pledge allegiance to my country, which shelters her homeless and hungry. I pledge allegiance to my country with her rainbow flag unfurled. This is my country, and I'm not going anywhere. So you can take it or leave it, but just leave her alone. 'Cause we're all bigger than bigotry,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
stronger than a strong man. Our value's better than a billionaire's. This is our home. I pledge allegiance to nature and our grandmother Earth, and I promise to protect her and all her things of worth, like the trees in the forest,
Oh, yeah.
the dolphins in the seas, the eagle in the mountains, and her little honeybees. These are my values, and they're not for sale. I won't be dissuaded. Peace and love shall prevail, 'cause we're all bigger than bigotry, stronger than a strong man. Our value's better than a billionaire. This is our home. 'Cause we're all bigger than bigotry,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
stronger than a strong man. Our value's better than a billionaire's. This is our home.
That was fun. We're sure where you're going with that song. That was awesome. Thank you. Isn't that just a wild world that we live in? All right, so it's time for our offering. Our ushers are in the back, and if you'd like to say with me our affirmation: graciously I give from a place of love, knowing that as I give, so do I richly receive. Okay, our ushers come forward. So online, you'll see some slides there. You can write a check to either CSL RV or Medford Unity. If you prefer to give cash, there's envelopes. And online, there's a donate button, or our website, cslroguevalley.org. Thank you, ushers. So good. Thank you. felt like he took us on a journey. You know, it's such another oneness is music and the expression and that language of the heart and of the soul. So thank you for bringing your gifts here. Go ahead. Yeah.
Wrote that a beautiful sunset on Mount Shasta.
Oof. Oof.
Country skiing, had a harmonic in my pocket.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, it felt like a journey. Oh, so beautiful. Okay, so announcement times. I think we will start with calling up Unity Board President Jean Hanna, who has an announcement, and then I'll make a few after that.
Try these steps.
Do you want a hand?
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. My name's Jean Hanna, and it wasn't a beautiful service. Did you feel that? Oh my gosh. I want to talk about two things. First of all, next Sunday is Unity Sunday, and we are going to present the service next week. And I want to read a little something here because it's from folk tales and myths that the human experience is transformed into a deeper time and space. And I'll be presenting a folk tale. And it's called Finding the Rainbow in the Stone. And it's quite a magical story. It's really a children's tale, but as we know, most children's tales speak to the innocence in us. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. So I urge you to come, tell your friends. So the folk tales are the food of the soul, pulling us deeper time, holding the explainable and the unexplainable together as one. Holding the unexplainable and explainable together as one. And that's why they're always just kind of a little bit of a puzzle. And so I'll be inviting you to, because I know you're all metaphysicians, and I'm going to ask you to put that metaphysical hat on as you listen to this story. Also, Michelle and I are doing a wonderful workshop. I say it's wonderful because it's going to be happening on the 30th from 10 to 2. And we're doing it together, and she has one part, and I'm doing one part. But what I would say about this workshop is it's experiential. And so we're not just the kind, you have the workshop where you sit and take notes and maybe do some introspection. But this is really about a journey that we're going to take you on, both with the drum and with a little bit of art. There is no experience needed. There's no... you don't have to be an artist to take this at all. It's just going to be experiential. We're going to lead you along. I'm going to focus on the shadow and the chakras. And Michelle's going to focus on the shadow, me and my shadow, with the journey. So I think it'll be very experiential. It will be really transformative. I love these kinds of workshops where you really experience spirit by an activity that really touches the soul and the heart. So please look at that and sign up. Of course, we'll take all our COVID protocols very seriously and spread you out and all of that. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Jean. Yes, me and my shadow, a lot of the challenges that we individually face is things that happened to us from long ago that we suppressed when we were a child. And so integrating parts of ourselves that we might have pushed down back to ourselves, and a creative, because it is mysterious, because it's the subconscious. And so we'll go on a drumming journey, we'll get our spirit animal, we'll talk about what we're wanting to call in and what we're wanting to let go of. And then Jean is going to take us through an amazing process with our chakras. And so you'll be able to have visuals too. We're excited about it. And so if you're interested, please check with Jean and I if you have any questions, and the sign up is in the social hall. So the community care team, Wendy, do you want to make the announcement? Since you have put so much work into this and been amazing, I'm going to let Wendy make the announcement on that. While she comes up, I'm going to talk about the men's group. So they had their first meeting, 6 members present, and they are inviting people from both communities and beyond for their next meeting. Alan Ackroyd is the leader, the point person on this, and the next meeting will be July 25th at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. here at the Unity CSL Center. So there's information in the newsletter and Alan's numbers in there if you want more information. This is exciting to be able to get a men's group going. We are very excited that we're at this place. And I will let Wendy make the announcement on community care.
Hi, everybody. We are beginning a community cares team. If you weren't here when I first talked about it, I'm going to get emotional. It is a team of community-led people, a community-led team where we take care of each other when we are in need. So we will set up food trains, and we will make sure that you get to your appointment. Our first meeting will be on the 31st of July after service. Reverend Michelle and I will be leading that, and we invite you all to come. If you have any questions, go ahead and email me. My email is in the newsletter. We will have, I invite your questions. I invite your ideas in ways that we can serve each other. I don't expect this to be something that takes huge amounts of time, but there may be a period of time where you need us to step up for you. And I know that there will be a time at some point in my life where I will need you to step up for me. And that's what we're trying to create together. Thank you.
Yay, Wendy. Such a heart and soul, so passionate. Our newsletter, so sign up for the newsletter in the social hall if you're not already receiving it. Our prayer box is in the back of the sanctuary where our practitioners and ministers will pray for you. And then saving the best for last is our teens just came back from teen camp. And so they're going to come up. I think they should be ready to make an announcement. Carrie Ann, do you mind checking? Thank you so much. So I got a call from the Revs yesterday on the road, the Revs on the road, Rev Linda and Rev Kimberly, and they just had the most amazing time at teen camp. And having our own camp is just such an incredible blessing. It's a magical place. So this is the first year that the teens have been able to have camp there. Okay, that's understandable. So now you're all in suspense to come back next week. So Jean mentioned that she's going to be doing, it sounds like an amazing mystical service next week. And then Jean and I will be doing the interfaith service the fifth Sunday of the month. And there is a oneness theme too with a different take on it. And we're very much looking forward to that. So with that, I think that I will do a quick prayer and then I'll hand it over. Oh, yes, Ellen. Oh, yeah, see the landscaping. Look at, she reminds me, good job. So Wendy and Terry spent over 6 hours landscaping the Unity landscape. Thank you so much for your service, your time, and your dedication. Especially in this kind of heat, you just get extra loves and hugs for that. Thank you so much. Thank you. It takes a village, right? You guys are wonderful. So we will be moving into the closing song. I'll ask our practitioners to come up and for prayer after service. And just knowing that it is all God, that it is all right now, that God is the infinite universe, the cosmos, the stars, the nature, the trees, the stream. God is you, God is me, God is the allness. There is not a spot that God is not. And with this great knowingness, I give thanks for each beautiful being. So much love, so much light, so much oneness, sending this out to the universe as a healing balm. knowing that it is all God right now. And together we say, and so it is, and so it is.
We'd like to invite you to stand for the closing song, which happens to be called Stand. For years I would talk about how I wanted to change the world, but I always left it up for someone else to do. Then I finally realized I needed to take a stand, and that by changing my thinking I could change my life, and that's how I would change the world. Let there be peace, I am a stand for peace. Let there be love, I am a stand for love. Let there be joy, I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace, I am a stand for peace. Let there be love, I am a stand for love. Let there be joy, I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace, I am a stand for peace. Let there be love, I am a stand for love. Let there be joy, I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. Thank you.